Hello everyone, Rare Model Reviews here. And I know it's been far too long since I put out a video. I've still been answering some comments I had on some of my older videos, trying to stay as active as possible, but the main reason for this is I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and honestly, I have not hit any of the goals I've put out for myself since I decided to actually start taking this whole content creation thing serious when it comes to Gunpla. So one of the biggest things that I feel like needs to be done for me to really grow, obviously, is going to be my camera. I've seen plenty of comments of people complaining that my stuff looks like I'm recording things on a camera from the early 2000s. I kind of spoiled it here and there, but I record all my stuff on my iPhone. So, I've gotten this far with the iPhone setup thing going on, which I personally think is pretty commendable. But of course, if I really want to actually go some places with this thing, I need an actual camera, and I can confirm that I am finally in a position where I can do just that. So I still want to play around with some more camera work as well, do better than just putting my thing on a tripod and editing, but I am going to eventually again get that camera. So hopefully by my next video, next week after ish, I'll be able to finally get that going, and we can just see exactly where this channel go from there when we have some actual high quality videos, image wise, or you know what I mean. But before we get this intro any longer than it already is, let's just go ahead and get on to it. So of course we have an unboxing here. Oof, where do we start? I guess we'll start from the left to the right. Can I confirm that this was originally supposed to be just an unboxing video for one thing, but I am getting another email, whatever, saying that I have a second package coming, and then next thing you know, a third was coming, and voila. Now we're just making a complete mystery box out of it. So popping this guy open here. And it's actually kind of a good thing that I waited so long for this, because I forget what was where. So first up we have Master Gundam and Fuun Saiki. So this came out some time ago. I grew up on G Gundam and Gundam Wing. Those were like the first three-ish series I watched. After I started thinking, I'm like, actually, hang on, wait, there's this one, then there's that one. Moving on. G Gundam's got a big place in my heart, and even though after I've grown up and watched it again, and I kind of had a different opinion on G Gundam, again, I still want to go back to the kid in me and say I love it. So before I actually fire this thing up, I want to go ahead and look at this little manifest here, whatever they have, showing off what's at the USA Gundam store. Not sponsored by them, but I love them enough to do it anyway. So we have first up the Vidar. Very tempted to get that. Vidar was pretty cool. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Again, that's another one I'm thinking about. We have, of course, Zombie and Gooner stuff here. The Shining Gundam. I knew this was coming because they did the God Gundam. I'm like, how do you do the God without the Shining? So I'm glad they rectified that. It looks amazing. I love the Shining Gundam's design. Again, another G Gundam suit or fighter. But after the God Gundam show, they just like made it look completely like crap. So I'm glad that they made this thing look good in a real grade form here, because you stand the Shining next to the God Gundam, and it just kind of usually just craps all over. It makes you say, oh, get out of here. We only want the God Gundam. But moving on, here's some Zoid stuff. I don't recognize some of this stuff. I think it's been a while since I looked at Zoids, but they've been trying to advertise this fake Sazabi / Sananju lizard thing for a while now. So I can shout out to Shannon for packing this thing up for me. So we don't need that empty box anymore. So let's go ahead and look at the Master Gundam and Fuun Saiki. So one thing I also want to point out is that I got the God Gundam Real Great Expansion set, and I am 100% sure this is the exact same Fuun Saiki that they used in that. So it's like kind of hilarious that they randomly say, hey, let's throw Fuun Saiki in there. like this base is the same but color black. I bet you it's going to be white, just like the one I have is, but they want it to be black, so they showed it colored blackly or whatever. It's also 128 high grade if you're curious. So I originally didn't want to get this thing. I wanted to wait for a real grade because I feel like that would be coming soon. But I'm honestly gonna, I decided to get it anyway, and I hope that they end up doing a gold version of the Master Gundam if they do a real grade, like P-Bandai variant. But they haven't done that for the God Gundam yet, gold version, so I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. There's actually a lot of stuff like that I'm surprised they didn't do. Like the Double O kits. Surprised they didn't do any Trans Am P-Bandai stuff for any of those, I believe. I know they've done clear stuff, but I don't believe they're clear pink. But we're gonna go ahead and get inside this box here. Slowly and quietly, as I can confirm that I'm not going to be editing this. Is all one take, so bear with me if anything comes out a little wonky here. But getting straight into it, we have a bunch of stickers, and look at these massive red wing parts here. I wonder if there's anything that's going to stack on top of it to give it some more black, or that's what the stickers are here for. I feel like these are for Fuun Saiki. Which, speaking of which, I'm probably not even going to build that extra Fuun Saiki. I'm going to leave that thing. I don't want it. Also, that is a ginormous darkness finger accessory thing there. But you got some black and, if not, just straight up navy blue parts here. Get more stuff for the wings. So, unfortunately, this thing's not going to have an actual transformation gimmick. I believe it's part swapping. I could be wrong. Maybe the wings can transform. I don't know. That looked like part swapping stuff to me. There is no way in hell that thing transform those big old wings into little collapsible wings. So yep, Fuun Saiki stuff. It wasn't kind of far away. I'd go glance to see if it was a red rope, but just looking at it, all this stuff looks super familiar to what I've built with that Fuun Saiki here. So yeah, I'll tell you what, skipping out on building a Fuun Saiki will make me able to build this thing and review it for you guys ASAP. So, voila. Although at that point, I wouldn't want to just have something I don't want to use. So who knows? Maybe I'll work something out. Maybe I could give away that Fuun Saiki to somebody who's interested as some sort of giveaway or something. Maybe an incentive to reach a sub goal. Let me know in the comments if that's something you guys would be interested in. So, of course, this being a high grade from actually how long ago? 13 years ago. Still very beginner friendly, but it's not going to have the bells and whistles such as everything being printed in English. But I've built plenty of stuff just like this with no English, just letters and numbers. And for the most part, a lot of the things in my collection, except for my earlier stuff when I first started off, came out great. They're still holding up till this day, minus some things that may have dropped and broken and need to have been super glued. So, of course, you use your phone's translation feature. You'll be able to look at all of this stuff here, see what they're talking about. I'm sure it's just G Gundam stuff. Talk about the fighter here, Master Asia, his suit. Of course, have these things advertising all the other stuff here. The high grade Shining in God Gundam, and then the Noble Gundam here. The Noble Gundam, Master Asia. I still have at least one more thing for the Gundam store. The last thing's P-Bandai. Wonder what we might see here in this unboxing. Hint, hint. So, yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. You got to part swap that on, yeah. I'm like, you don't use the wings here in Transformer. I think maybe the Master Grade might do that, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So this thing has very interesting Master Asia using that cloth there like he did in the show to take out one of those the Dark Army soldiers, whatever you call those things. And then it looks like you could actually take that off and actually use it on the suit itself. Oh, if I didn't know anything, I said that's telling you if it looks like it's trying to tell you to cut that piece off so you can use it for the suit itself. So you might not be able to interchange that. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out when I look at it. So actually, it's right here. That looks like you'd have to cut that off. That looks like it's a solid piece. So I'm not sure if I want to do that. That's too cool having Master Asia use it. But at the same time, I guess I could probably just put it next to him. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, of course, it's just the stuff telling you how to build Fuun Saiki. Wasn't very complicated to do. I did put a review out on that, of course. So that's probably something I'll leave. If not in this video's link, probably when I review this thing for you to look at the Fuun Saiki. I mean, now, you know what? I'll probably link it here because I'm going to still bring the Fuun Saiki out with Master Ace. It's just not going to be the one that is built with this thing. It's going to be the other one I have, which I'm sure will function just the same. They were just able to ensure it worked with Master Asian. So, you on to the next thing here. Oops. That is right here. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. So, this is, what is this? It's a camphor. It's like chibi looking. That's interesting. All right. Different little sticker here. So, this one is unboxed by Cody. Judging by the fact that this is boxed by Cody. Judging by the fact that this is number 7, I would imagine it's going to be the exact same one as what I looked at before. So, where's that scissors I had? Oh, why did I eat them? There we go. All right. So, in case you guys didn't know, judging by the fact that these boxes are still binded together by a little piece of plastic or whatever. I literally didn't open these things. I haven't looked at them. I just grabbed the box, put them together, and they've been sitting like that for a good week or two. I meant to do this a while ago. Again, if I want to get a nice camera to do better reviews for you guys, I had to put that work in. And I actually wanted this thing to come out forever ago. If you guys remember back in, I believe it was May, I did a whole month of monsters or monoliths, I believe I called it. So if you don't know what the heck this is the Hashimo. It's right by my thumb there. This is from Iron Blood Orphans. This is a mobile armor. So I wanted to get this for some time, as I love when Bandai does mobile armors, and I love them so much right now. They've been doing so many mobile armor stuff. Like, they actually had the big Zom on P Bandai. It just sucks. I finally had enough money to be able to pre-order that thing. I was crazy enough to do it, but that thing sold out. So I was like, oh, darn it. So I'm crossing my fingers they bring that thing back out sooner rather than later so I can get it. But moving on, 2016. So this is what, 8 years ago this thing came out? Almost 9 now. Oh, so eager to look into. I didn't even go around the box. So this is around the time things were printed in English and Japanese. So as you can see here, it's telling you about the whole coming with a stand exclusively for it. A lot of these things usually do, especially if they're like aerial. You have the wire there for some of the little extra accessories and stuff like that, little tail there. Just trying to tell you this thing has a wide range of movements. You have that beam effect part for the cannon mouth, so that is awesome. It looks like it's even telling you this thing can open up, do all these things. It's highly detailed. It comes with a pluma, the little mole armor helper thingies that this thing had. Even has little blades there. So again, this thing is going to be awesome. 29th in the Iron Blood Orphans series. What if that's season 2 or season 1 included? I feel like there should have been a lot more than 29 at this point. This looks like this thing comes with a new type of sword for the Barbatos Lupus, so that's cool. So it kind of gives you some extra stuff to work with the older kits there. And of course, they're telling you to enjoy the combination with the plastic model. I guess they're just trying to tell you, hey, you should buy this other stuff here so you can go and reproduce what happened in the show here. And looks like they even have a little expansion weapon set there as well, so you get some extra stuff to play with for those. So there's not too many high grades from the Iron Blood Orphan series I eventually want to pick up. Mainly just the stuff that didn't make it to the 1/100 formats. But getting on into the box here, we of course have this brownish part here, and then these giant white binders for the Hashimo. We have that big braided cable that they're talking about, as well as a stand right there. A decent bit of stickers for this thing, more than I probably would care to see. That awesome beam effect part. Oh, something that broke off. Looks like it was just a corner, so I'm sure that's nothing to cause an alarm for. Oh wow, is this the diploma here? This thing is actually enormous. I thought it was gonna be a lot smaller than that. Sheesh. It's like the size of a mobile suit. And then they have the rest of the white pieces here. So this thing is a mobile armor. I thought it'd be bigger. This thing's only like 5 runners there. So I mean, the box here is pretty decent size, but I don't know. Either way, I look forward to building this thing, so I can go ahead and show you guys how this thing ends up looking like. So I'm very curious to see how this thing stacks up to other things. So again, modern thing here. Everything's translated into English. So of course you could go ahead and read up and see the story on this thing. Again, only like, well, okay, I guess it's not 5, but it is in 5 backs. So again, this is a bit more of a modern kit. As you've seen here, the Master Gundam is what, 2011, this is 2016. So it's just amazing how much changes in 5 short years. Stuff is in English now. Things are just laid out a lot more clearly and concise. Makes things a breeze. This is probably something that you could build like your first ever kit of, and it'll come out flawlessly, especially if you have the right tools for the job, unlike me when I first started building. Again, I love poking fun at myself. I literally built kits with a X-Acto knife I got from the Ace Hardware store around where I live, and then a pair of heavy-duty scissors I actually still have to this day. Literally, I've cut runners with this scissor. Like, if you look at this thing, it's all dirty and grimy. I got super glue on it. Like, yeah, these scissors have been through the ringer. I almost keep these things around as just kind of nostalgia. But again, this thing doesn't look very hard to build. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably build this thing in 2 days. That's how easy this thing looks to build. So very cool. And I have a, what do I have now? I think I just have the original Barbatos, the vanilla version. I'll buy it with a P Bandai expansion set with it. I definitely do need to get some more Iron Blood Orphan stuff. Again, I'm looking at that Vidar from that manifest from earlier. And there's some other stuff I wanted to get, like the Gyujin. I love the Gyujin, both versions, or all versions. So very cool. Again, can't wait to build this thing. I know there's another mobile armor from the Iron Blood Orphans. I was kind of disappointed they didn't do anything of that, but I guess all that thing did was kind of get restrained in a hanger, so maybe that was the excuse to not do anything with it. So again, very cool. And then, of course, telling you how to put this thing in the Lupus's hands. Literally the typical open a hand up there, put the sword in and close it back up. So again, very cool. Love this thing. Can't wait to build it, add to my collection, which is getting so big. I don't know where to put half my stuff. That's already got me thinking maybe my next step might have to be to move someplace with an office, so I actually have a dedicated space to put all this stuff. Maybe at the very least buy another shelf. That's probably the first thing I'll do. Look for another shelf to buy somewhere. Again, I don't have any room to put any of my stuff. I've got like 4 shelves of these things, and they're all full. But last up here, and I gotta make this thing quick because we are reaching the 20-minute mark. I don't want this thing to go over 30 minutes. So our final kit, again, P Bandai. You can tell by the box. And this is going to be the Gem Sniper 2 White Dingo version. So I originally just wanted to just be simple and get the Master Grade Gem Sniper 2, but I kind of realized, wait a minute, I have the high grade standard version of the Gem Sniper. So why not do something a little different? I know this thing came with some different accessories than the standard Master Grade Gem Sniper 2. So I wanted to go ahead and give it a try. Plus I did minor colors. And the white dingoes are legends. It just felt right, so I decided to go ahead and do it. Plus, I was always confused. I was like unsure of whether the Gem Sniper used the Gundam 2.0's frame or if this is like a new frame, because there's a few other things that seem to have shared the frame with this thing. I'm trying to look around to see when this thing was made. There we go. It's usually here. Okay, so 2017. All right. So relatively modern for the most part. Most of the stuff that you see around this box, which you'll see a lot of things now. Not much has changed since 2017 with the way a lot of these things are built. Especially when it comes to P-band. Let's see how this thing looks when I'm building it. I already think I know how everything's going to be laid down in this instruction manual, but P-band does, of course, we have some order slightly decals. Not going to comment on those, but this is going to be for the shoe. I think this is a completely unique shoe. I know with some of the stuff in here, since I've seen other people's stuff on this thing, I believe it's going to reuse some stuff from older kits, which I'm going to be seeing firsthand if what they're saying about these things are right, because I've heard horror stories about them. So I hope they're wrong. We'll see. So I just love that this thing has a more traditional white color scheme with a gem instead of the blue. I like the blue, but we have this red jewel here. I think that's for the forehead scope thingy. Very interesting. Now it looks like this is it's the same kind of sticker decal type deal. What is this thing called? Plastic stickers, I believe they're called. That the what was it? I know the Stark Jigen used it. There's something else after that that used it. That's right. The Strike Freedom, not full burst. Extreme, that's it. Strike Freedom Extreme. That thing started doing so. Oh, here's the extra weapon. So you can actually probably see now. Actually, I know these are old ones because just the way this runner looks, how it's all big and bubbly looking. I have to flip upside down because it usually show a year here. Yep. You might not be able to make that on camera there, but if you can see it, it says 2000. So yeah, this is reused from, I think this is the whatchamacallit, the Gundam ground types rifle. So yeah, this thing reuses stuff from the Gundam ground type, which makes sense because all the Gem Sniper 2, if I'm not mistaken, is a space use suit. It's got some space components from the, what is it, the Gem Command space type, I want to say. I believe there's a space type ground type for the command. This is from 2008, so I see 2008 here, so I'm not sure what this thing is using from 2008. I don't know if that's from the frame or the weapons there, but moving on along. We just have the rest of the frame lid stuff here, as well as the rifle. Again, this big old thing, I'm pretty sure this is the Gem Sniper Custom, I believe it was the second version. I want to say this Gem Sniper was the one that reused the ground types mechanics, and the Custom was the one that reused Gem stuff. So I want to say that's the Gem Customs rifle. I can't quite, it looks like a 2001, I believe I'm seeing in there. So, yep, as I expected, the typical P-band, I think, it shows the Gem Sniper's manual, which looks amazing, by the way. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. Ben has always done such a great job with the menus, but yeah. And then we have the P-band, I think, here, where it shows you the little extra parts here. So you can see a few things X'd out that you will not be using. I'm pretty sure this is the only original thing from this. Everything else is reused from something else, whether it's ground type Gundam stuff, or again the frame and basically the suit itself from the Gem Sniper 2 Master Degree. Then they of course have all the instructions on how to put the decals on, etc. Oh, I didn't catch that. So we have the machine gun, the bullpup machine gun, again a custom sniper rifle with the bazooka, and then the I want to say that's actually a beam rifle. Yeah, that's right, that's the beam rifle. Am I missing something? Because, yeah, that looks like the ground type machine gun. Weird. I guess it's because there's decals for it. Must not be decals you put on a machine gun. Yeah, so this thing uses like basically all of the Gundam ground types accessories, which again makes sense. And then it's got the custom sniper rifle, which again is another ground use suit. So again, it all makes sense that they'd use ground type weaponry for the White Needles Sniper 2 here. And of course, we just have the instructions on how to build certain things. So, oh, interesting. Okay. First of all, looks like it has a different head. This head looks a little different than the Sniper 2's. The camera here is a little different, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I think these are Vulcan pods this thing has on it, looks like. Oh, and it also uses the 3.0 hands. Interesting. I can see why they did that, because the 3.0 hands probably a bit easier to hold a lot of these weapons accessories with, as again, these being things from the early 2000s, that means they aren't going to have a peg in its hand to hold some of this stuff. So it needed a 3.0 hand to hold this stuff, as the hands even back then that these things were made for didn't hold stuff very well. I have plenty of older master grades from like when they first came out, like practically the first master grades, aside from the actual Gundam and Zaku's, the actual first master grades. I still have stuff that's like number 3 and 5 in the list and whatnot. So again, so early on that they're still working out this whole master grade business here. So hopefully the 3.0 hands, and even just assuming telling you a little image, these things should be able to hold other weapons in their hands here. We have the middle shield here, which is literally just so it can mount that shield in the ground and get to sniping and what have you. It looks like there's even a mechanic we can hold on to the arm. So I really hope that this thing can hold these weapons in the hands just fine. 3.0 hands are not that sturdy in a sense of a lot of times if the weapon's too big or bulky or what have you, a lot of stuff would usually just kind of fall out the hand or whatever, or just will kind of sag and drop and all that. But I'm hoping that is not going to be the case, but we will see. So we're going to end this thing off, of course, by looking into the menu itself here. Again, with this thing coming out, just to show it on this menu, right? Okay, 2017. Also, same year as the P-Bandai exclusive. All right, cool. This thing has stuff translated into English here, so that looks pretty clear. Don't want to get too crazy into this thing. Just show it on your screen long enough for you to be able to pause it, look at your own leisure. So, very cool. So, of course, although I have this thing in high grade form, I technically shouldn't want this thing, the normal master grade version of the sniper. I still am tempted to buy it, so don't be surprised if I end up showing you guys an unboxing of the actual master grade gem sniper, as I'll be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to get one anyway. So of course, as I said, we have the ground type. What is it? The gem ground type. Yeah, the command. What is that? The sniper custom. I don't see the ground type sniper here, strangely. Or is it going to show up here? No, it's a cool district. Gem cannon for some reason. They had to explain it. They don't show the ground, or rather the original gem sniper. They do have the custom there, but is the ground type. Jeez, I keep calling it the ground type. The actual gem sniper should have been showed off on here. So it's very strange that they kind of don't show that off, yet they show the ground type itself as the ground type. For the love of everything that's holy, the gem sniper, which came from the Gundam ground type. Okay, that's why I keep mentioning it. That was the original gem sniper. The custom came later, so I feel like they're kind of not paying homage there by excluding the gem sniper one from the list. So I have to add something to that gem sniper. So moving on here. Again, relatively new kit, so a lot of process here. It's very modern. Things it's in English, laid out well. They even do the thing I love, especially with master grades. I don't think they too much do this with high grades, but they show you all the rudders you need in advance. So You could go get those things out, and you know what to go ahead and cut stuff from. The good old MS Tracks explaining everything about what this thing did in whatever series it appeared in. Of course, you have this thing telling you how much better things looks when it's lined up. Things pop a bit more. Good old look at this thing with the inner frame out and all that. So again, I'm not sure if it was maybe this started off a new frame they used with other kits. It doesn't look like it's reusing anything frame-wise from the 2.0, but I could be wrong. So I can already confirm that I've built the high-grade Gem Sniper, so I'll end up getting a review for that, and then when eventually I build this thing, I'll be able to compare and contrast them. I can already say there are some things that the master grade can do over the high grade, which is why I'm tempted to get the master grade of this thing, even though I'd have a high grade. As one thing I can also see just from looking at this thing and what I've just unboxed for you guys, unfortunately, it looks like they didn't do what most P-Bandai kits do, which is leave you some extra goodies from the original version to play with. So, for example, the Sniper 2's rifle, the bullpup machine gun. Actually, no, I think this thing had the bullpup machine gun, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look at this thing again. What's about to say? The actual shield itself, yeah, that. There's like there's any parts for the shield or the rifle there, unfortunately. We still have the, what was that, the customs rifle, I believe that was, but I like that's literally the only reason why I want to get the master grade, the normal master grade, is just because of the fact that this sniper here, like, I'm already gonna spoil it here. This thing has like a little mounting mechanism, kind of like what the middle shield can do. So you kind of have this thing propped up and it could like shoot behind the shield. The beam sabers, there's like a beam saber rack on this thing's waist, which we can see right here. You could take that off, put that into the shield. So all that stuff is really cool. Again, the removable ammo packs. That's all stuff that's missing from the Sniper 2, so the high grade version of it. So I really, oh, also the fact this rifle is green, black, and the high grade. So I literally really went, okay, it does have a bullpup. I knew it did. Okay, I'm not crazy. I literally kind of want to get the normal master grade just because, again, that shield and the whole beam saber rack thing and the rifle itself, it just looks so cool. But I missed my quota. I wanted this to be under 30 minutes or 30 minutes or less. We're a little over 30 minutes. Not a big deal. So that's going to be it for this video. So I guess I'll do the normal spiel. So anything here you guys want to see me build, post, taste, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I think these things might get buried. You'll never know when I'll finally get to build these things and show it off for you guys. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I know, again, it's been a while since I put something out. So that's going to change. It's going to be a lot more consistent. I can also confirm to you guys I was working 2 jobs at one point. So you can imagine why I was so exhausted, pressed for time, that I didn't really put any videos out for like 2 months plus. But that's not going to be the case anymore. And you want proof? Well, this video is it. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Rare Model Reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for much more in the very future, especially actual reviews. Take care, everyone.